Do you see what I'm saying? It's right. My name's Caroline Points. I've been saying this. I'm saying it in every video. In everything I'm going to record, because I'm not copyrighting and paying attention. In everything I'm recording, everything I'm saying exactly the same thing. There's no point in this. I understand. I get it. I'm angry and I've been crying for days. I can't sleep properly. I can't fucking eat properly probably because I'm not angry. I've watched things these past few days, and believe me, oh my God, no, do I feel tired and drained. I'm not going to go and start doing this for myself because there's no point. Because I'll just get locked up and then they're just going to carry on and carry on and carry on. The police ain't going to listen, they're going to lock people up. None of them are going to listen. Jihads are on the way. I've watched what they've done in Italy, I've watched what they've done in Spain, I've been crying and crying because to be honest with you, it's very scary and it's very upsetting because we can see France gone. All the wildfires have been telling us in Italy and Greece and Spain, France, whatever. And there's been no wildfire. It's all been done on purpose by illegal migrants, by people so they can get over the land, get through forests. And because I've always wondered how these people are getting over the Alps, the French Alps. I don't know how anybody can get over the French Alps unless you fly. And to be honest with myself, I have been crying about it because France has gone, Spain's gone, Greece has gone, Turkey's gone, Finland's gone, Sweden's gone, Germany's gone, England's gone. Italy has gone. Italy is where they want to do the Colosseum, and the jihads want to eventually chop people's heads off, like the Pope. But I hope he chops King Charles. I hope he chops King Charles' head off first, because that's the next part I'm going to be saying now. There's no point in everybody doing this. Don't either be saying, please. It's God solving anything. This is what Henry's trying to say now. Please listen to Henry and God, everybody. And like you're saying, let's please listen to Henry's family. Yes, we want justice for Henry, and Henry deserves that, and his family deserve that. But there's going to be no justice by doing what this is, by going to a police station and attacking a police station. Because they just got right and say, oh, more far right. Anybody does more, and the jihads and them have got more rights to come out and attack us all again. It's just going to carry on and carry on until we fight the devil, poltergeist. And in my eyes, we can blame Tony Blair and Keir Starmer, yeah. They're part of it. They're all part of it. None of them getting away with it. But the worst person there is to blame, he's the one that changed his religion to Islam. Told us in '93 what I've read. We're not allowed to criticise or anything with extreme Islam. He's the one that opened the Islamic fucking Oxford thing in 1986 and changed his religion to Islam in Turkey in '93. He's the one that murdered Princess Diana. And the royal family, just what I'm talking about, the royal family, as we know them, they call themselves British. They're not British. King Charles is not British. He's fucking Greek and German. He's a half-breed mixo. King Charles is what I'm talking about. There is no point in doing this to the police, and there's just no point, because it's just going to get worse. There's no point. Because the one at the top, King Charles, changed his religion, which is the king of the faith. He's sinned the Bible. He's treason the country. He's not even British. He's stolen land. He's not his land. He's in the wrong country to be the king. He should be the king of Germany, not the king of Britain. Victoria, she traded us in treason again. She married a German or a fucking foreigner. Back in the day, to marry a foreigner was fucking treason. Head chopped off. So we need to go back to, no, we don't need to ram raid anywhere. Where we need to ram raid, but everybody needs to be covered up, and let's not be scared. Because at the end of the day, they can't shoot everybody. They have got armed guards. We know it. But they can't shoot everybody, and the police can't deal with what is needed. Right? None of this is needed. This is not needed because it's not going to help. We did this last time with them 3 girls. This has happened last time with them 3 girls. Has anything changed? No. Novak's still been stabbed. People are still being stabbed and everything. And these people are still here doing what they're doing. And they're coming across the channel now as we're speaking. And they're going to end up, they're doing this. They're starting it, chopping people's heads off. That's what they're doing. And we're not like saying we're not allowed to call it out. The reason is because of King Charles. No point in swarming this. You know where we need to swarm? Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace, King Charles needs to be dragged down by the skin of his neck. Into public. Give me a sword and I'll chop his fucking head off. That's exactly what is needed. That's how all this will stop. Death penalty for the king. For sinning the Bible. Let's see what jihadists think then. This will stop after that. Because we would have took the devil out, poltergeist out.
This is shocking. Absolutely shocking behaviour here.
Yeah, don't piss off the English people, folks. Don't do it. Don't freaking do it, because they're gonna come for you. And when they come, they don't miss. When they shoot, they don't miss.
We are going to
So
shoot King Charles. We're not going to shoot him, we're going to chop his head off.
Police, Southampton Central Police Station today.
We're not going to shoot anybody, no. We're going to chop his head
some
off.
videos that have come out.
There's going to be no violence. Take him out
just-
the building.
I mean, the amount of respect they're showing to Henry Novak is it's just lovely to see the way they're honoring his life. And it's sad that these police officers, I mean, it's just insane. This is where we are, where the police officers are, instead of just following the law and protecting it, they've chose a side of where to be when they're doing their duties, and how to treat people. I mean, Andrew Noel should be. I believe if the police acted like normal human being, I think Andrew Noel would probably be in a hospital. Maybe it would have had a chance. But I guess the police just said, "I don't think so, mate," and they just let him there until he died. So of course the people have erupted, rightfully so. Many might say, because looking at that video yesterday, I mean, there's no way you can just sit and watch. Of course you're going to turn up to the station, and that's exactly what they did. I want to play this video, folks. This is the start. Before thousands, hundreds of people turned up. But this is how it was.
I just don't.
When there was just a couple of people.
I understand,
course,
and I would go to the police station, but it's not point.
Pay, watch.
He's
The
absolutely
police were already
got to
drawing
solve
their line
anything.
here. They didn't want to be up the stairs, which is normally public access. But one thing I remember is when we had 1 million people in London, is that they didn't they knew they couldn't protect anything, but the one thing they did do is they had policemen all around the police station. The one thing they were going to protect was that police station. So it's going to be interesting because the people, not everybody, but people have understandably got an attitude. So I don't know how this is going to go. Truly, I don't. Obviously, one would hope in the right direction, yeah. But I'm
Well,
just
this is what I mean.
honest
This
when I say
is
to
I'm
you
angry, but
that,
this is the
there is
angry.
more tension.
Like God does
right
say,
there, and
it's not going to
someone's
solve
going back to
anything.
so.
Yeah, there is a lot of tension for sure.
Yeah, but it's not going to
So
solve nothing. What's going to solve it is getting rid of the devil in the first place. We have to get rid of poltergeist.
Moment of silence was also
You have to
conducted, and it was
get
really,
rid
really
of
peaceful.
what's caused
I
this.
have to say, yeah, of course, there was a lot of chant. Of course, there was a lot of slurs that was thrown at Keir Starmer.
And the royal
of
family,
course, the police.
the
because,
police
I mean, this is the reason,
work for the royal
why
family.
we're here right now.
They are to do the royal family in the government.
Because they're not able to govern properly.
Yep,
and it looks
because
like
of
they
them.
chose a side, two-tier justice, I guess.
Yeah, they've chose Islam. They've chosen jihad. Because of King Charles. I've been saying this for time. Whatever happens with the king and the royal family happens with the government. What happens with your Pope happens with the government. What happens in the Church of England happens in the government. And we have to take it back to the law of the land of the law.
Yeah.
You have to go back over 1,000 years, literally be chopping people's heads off.
None of us want to be calling the police.
Sorry.
It's calling 999.
Nope.
And the first thing you see turning up is if somebody who does not have the best thing in mind, the best interest for you.
How's everybody meant to call the police
it's not
now?
good.
What are meant to do now?
And
what
that's
are meant
exactly
to do now?
the people who turned up to him.
So we haven't got any protection. Nobody's got any
Those two
protection.
people who turned up there, they gave zero fucks, no remorse, nothing at
Nope.
all. No even. It's like bro, you will treat an animal better. You
treat anything
to
better.
find a rat, you treat it better because you'd be like, wow. So no, it's an animal. Damn, animal cruelty. Huh? No, but the way that the police acted in the video is just wow.
Like King Charles come out and said
wow.
Why King Charles not praying?
Of course, we all despise and we all
as being a Christian of the faith,
racist police
meant to be part of God. God would be praying. We know it's sinning. We know it's evil, but nobody seems to be talking about King Charles. That badge there's for King Charles. Your family. King Charles is evil. King Charles is poltergeist. Get kissed out. King Charles out. Yep.
They thought they could start bullying people, but
yeah, the police start bullying people. Yeah. Yeah. The police again. Start to bully people. English white ones this time. So you might as well take the uniform off because you work for Pedo Charles. You're a Muslim. With that uniform on, you're Muslim. You change to religion to Islam.
He's shoving them down, look. This is shocking. Absolutely shocking behaviour here.
And why do you think they always want legal to Europeans and all this? Because King Charles, they are Europeans, they're not English, they're not British. They don't belong off this island. Your family don't belong off the island. No, William does. They're British. They are British. Well, I don't know what's going on with Harry lately, but
Yeah, the police tried to bully people.
yeah,
The police tried to bully people.
Prince Harry.
And I mean,
Twats all
I remember when
going.
2024 July, I think it was June or July. Also, no, it was July, definitely July. July.
July.
Where the Manchester airport attack in
they got away with it.
The two Muslim guys
And the police officers were doing
police
their job.
And
And look,
the videos that
the police officers I've already said it must be fucking fuming
coats and stuff.
at these other police officers.
We see how the police acted and stuff. I remember when those guys went to protest. They turned up to protest.
Police station. Yeah, the police didn't do that then, did they?
So they turned up to protest in Manchester. I remember when they turned up to protest in, I think,
about locking them up.
Police station in what was it? I think it was in. Oh God, I forgot what that area.
What Rochdale? What they did one in Rochdale, didn't they?
In Hodsall. No, not Hodsall.
And they fucking set fire. They were sending fireworks and all sorts.
What area was it?
And being aggressive, mate. Severely.
2 seconds, folks.
So why would they be allowed to do that? King Charles, once again, told everybody in 93, once again, I keep saying it.
When those Muslim guys turned up to the police station at night, and there was no, of course, obviously, the police knew those guys were going to protest, but the police did not turn up.
No, they didn't do anything.
They let them protest outside a police station, throwing eggs.
And also
throwing eggs at the window, literally breaking the window of the police station. The police station. They were smashing everything.
Yeah.
And the
police, when they burnt all the fucking everywhere because they took one kid away.
And it's all
from fucking parents that were neglecting the child.
There is a stairs as well that you have to go through, like maybe 5-4 stairs to go through. No
police officers, no batteries. You know why? Because of King Charles.
There was no police there to. It was Monsell. Yeah, it was Monsell. It's the police station in Monsell.
All comes from the king.
Yeah, so if you search the police station in Monsell,
so the government comes from the king. Still, he's the top. Then down to the government.
It's near
down to your police and down to your government and everything else. Institutions.
Yeah, North Manchester.
Institutions of the king.
Station. If you search up that North Manchester Division Police Station, Muslim protest.
Yep, I remember, yeah. I remember when they went and burnt half of fucking wherever because that kid got took into care, yeah.
I mean, it's just insane.
And they were criminals.
There to be seen. But of course, today, when the white people went out there to protest after the killing of a young boy, well, apparently police needed to turn up to make sure there was peace. Yeah, crazy.
That's because of King Charles. We can't breathe, yeah.
And let's finish off with a moment of silence where a lot of people gathered here, and it was very peaceful. I want to know what the media will report it as, but it was peaceful, and of course they did.
No one threw eggs, no one fucking damaged anything. Nothing was set on fire, King Charles. King Charles' fault, mate.
And now they're doing 1 minute silence.
And then, because King Charles did it before Tony Blair, with the Labour Party, and then the Conservatives are all in it together because of King Charles. And the fucking popes and all of them. But the top head of this is King Charles. Oh, God bless you, mate. God bless. The demons from evil.
Disrespectful. Well, the necessary applause now for Henry Lewis.
He was out shouting, man.
See how many people are here.
No, don't vote reform.
Posted on poster. All of our statements about it. None of the councillors care unless they want your vote and they decide not to vote.
You don't want to go against Elon Musk, mate.
All of them. I can show you the Instagram messages.
They're all trying to go against Elon Musk as well, yeah?
Yeah, that was beautiful to see, folks. That was beautiful. This is what we need more. And when stuff like this happens, I hope this is going to be the last time that these institutions, these
No.
police officers, these politicians, that they
It
take the
won't
oath
be.
from their
It's
doing
not.
this thing.
But
their
it's
job
another
is
one,
to
mate. There's
protect
already
us.
another one.
You know,
Mate, they're already coming
But-
across that
and
fucking sea. This is
make
last
sure they
year.
enforce
Now
the
it's
laws.
happening again.
but apparently not.
There's been
They've
more
chose
stabbings.
a side to penalise and be harsh on, which is not
They're
good for
carrying it
everyone.
on until
Not
we
good
chop
for
King Charles'
everyone
head
at all.
off.
Because it will cause more division than what they think they're trying to protect. I don't know what they're thinking, bro.
They're
But
protecting the
what you
king,
guys
the
think, comment
crown,
down below. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. See you in another
money.
one. Bye-bye.
And it
That's
sure
exactly
holds.
what they're protecting. Now we need to do with that and get his head chopped off, will we? I mean, this was last year, and we're only just getting it by now. Really, Mr. It. It's not good. It's not good.
Ladies and gents, how are you doing? Social media day is still awash, completely, well, aflame with rage.
It's their first taste of freedom. Researchers are releasing several Przewalski horses into the wild.
It's the only truly wild horse on Earth.
Aw.
December 1986. 11 horses step off a cargo plane onto a desert so dead, local ranchers had stopped calling it land. They called it the place where nothing grows. No grass, no water. Winters that hit 40 below. China had just spent millions flying these zoo-born animals halfway around the world to dump them here. And every serious ecologist on the planet called it a death sentence. A BBC crew flew in to film the release. They packed up and left after 2 days, certain they were watching a disaster in real time. What those 11 horses did next, no one believed was possible.
This project is part of a quarter-century-long effort that began when 4 wild horses were brought to a zoo for the purpose of being free to the wild.
11 horses against a dead desert. Because these are not ordinary horses, they are Przewalski's horses, the last truly wild horse species left on Earth, extinct in this region for 17 years. The Chinese government has just spent millions of dollars to fly them halfway around the world, from zoos in East Germany and the United States, and then dump them into a desert that is swallowing 3,000 square kilometers of new ground every single year. Top ecologists are already calling the project a death sentence. These are animals that have spent their entire lives eating hay from buckets and drinking from automatic waterers. Now they are being dumped into a place where winter temperatures crash to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit and summer peaks hit 104. The nearest water source can be 15 kilometers away, buried under 4 inches of solid ice. The horses themselves look almost alien. Stocky builds, stiff mohawk manes that stand straight up like a horse from a children's drawing. Faint zebra stripes running down their legs. They look less like modern animals and more like the cave paintings our ancestors scratched into rock walls 40,000 years ago.
These are Przewalski's horses, the only wild horse species left on Earth.
Desert survival experts give them maybe a 15% chance of surviving the first winter. One ecologist writing
Well,
in Nature
this has got
magazine
this
calls
after
the
me
entire
just watching
project
what I've just
throwing
been
good money
watching.
after dead soil. Local officials in Jimsar County are already drafting public statements explaining the inevitable disaster. And to understand why anyone would attempt something this insane, you have to understand what the Yungar Basin had actually become by 1986. Because this was not just another conservation
It's like
story.
a
This was about saving an entire region of China from becoming completely uninhabitable. A wasteland that was eating China. The Yungar Basin was not always a wasteland. For 10,000 years, wild horses had roamed these steppes. The
Mm.
entire ecosystem had evolved around their hoofbeats. And then, in 1969, they vanished. Not gradually, completely. The last confirmed sighting was logged by a Soviet geological survey team. A few hoofprints in dry mud, a handful of tan hairs caught on desert grass. After that, silence. And here's the part nobody saw coming.
That's the
What
part that
followed was an
nobody
ecological
realised, you know, when
collapse
they
on a
say
scale that shocked even the most pessimistic scientists.
compatibility.
Without horses
They
pounding
fucked
the
up because
surface,
the only
the soil hardened
compatibility the
into something
England have got
researchers
English
started
really happens
calling
to Germany.
biological concrete. Rain would still
Russia,
fall in
mate,
the region,
Russia.
4 to 6 inches every year. But instead of soaking
Russia
into
is
the
our
ground,
compatibility.
water would sheet across the impermeable crust and evaporate within hours.
To England.
Seeds could not
To the
push through the
English.
surface to germinate. Nitrogen levels crashed
I
so
wouldn't know
dramatically
Giovanni
that
is
by
Germany,
1974,
but Russia is.
scientists were comparing soil samples from the basin to lunar dust. The material
And
was
there's
still
the thing
there.
as well,
The
you know,
grains
if
of
any
sand
of
and
your
silt still
reparations
looked the
or
same under a microscope.
I can say if
The
we did
basin
really
had simply
anything
gone
badly
biologically
English to
dead.
anybody,
And
it
then
was
the
Japan
desert started
and
moving.
then the Bikini
Satellite
Islands.
imagery from 1982 showed the Gobi expanding at 70 kilometers per
Well,
decade,
with what I've
swallowing
read
grasslands,
and
villages,
the
and
history I've
farmland
looked at
whole.
now
Highways had to be relocated,
and
train
studied a little
lines were
bit
being
better
buried.
about.
Beijing,
That's-
more than 1,000 miles away, was getting
They're the
hammered
two
by
things.
dust storms that
They're the
lasted
two
for
things.
days at a
I'm going to
time.
say that the
And
English
get this. In March of
kind of brutally
1983,
did.
a single storm dumped 43,000 tons of younger
And we
basin
might have done some
topsoil
more
on the
things
Chinese
that brutally,
capital
but I
in
think
less than
that
72
basically
hours.
the Bikini Islands
Hospitals
was the
reported a
brutally
300%
thing we ever
spike
did.
in respiratory emergencies. People were choking on a desert they could not even see, breathing in the
When they
ground
make
from a
that
place
bomb
1,000
thing when
miles
they blew
away.
up the Bikini
So,
Island.
China tried everything. The Green Great Wall Project, launched in
I think that's
1978,
one of
aimed
the
to
worst
plant a
things
forest barrier 4,500 kilometers long across the country's
of
northern
any
frontier.
humane or
But
any.
here is the catch.
you know,
the
like-
trees needed more water than the desert could
I was going
provide.
to say of
Water
ruining the
tables that
earth
had
and the land
Been stable
and
for centuries, dropped
the
by
world.
12 meters in some regions. The trees themselves, planted in neat rows like soldiers, started dying from the bottom up
and that was to do
as
with the
their roots
fucking
failed
Ralph
to reach
Lambert
the
thing.
falling water. Whole villages had to be relocated
Wow.
when their wells ran dry. Engineers tried sand-fixing grids made of straw. They tried planting drought-resistant
Nothing
shrubs. Nothing held the line. By 1985, the
Oh,
situation
yeah.
was a full-blown crisis.
Oh, but
Agri-
it's Barner, 82.
Hello there guys, this is the second video of the day, and this video is focusing on Rupert Lowe giving his testimony on the Rape Gang inquiry. It's quite graphic, but I think it's important, like everything else, to play it. But you know what I really want to highlight is the two stories I've done today. These stories that seem prevalent in the news nearly every single day. It's always focused on the minorities. Have you ever noticed that? All the atrocities that happen every time there is uproar and outrage of something completely heinous going on. It's not the British people, is it? You know, we hear this argument, especially when it comes to rape of young girls and women, that British people do it too. Do you know what? Yes, there is not a country in the world where all the inhabitants are squeaky clean.
Yeah.
But the problem we've always argued is that yes, we have our own criminals and they are ours, unfortunately, and they are homegrown. We have always had an issue.
Yeah, but
You
we,
see, when we
no,
say
well back then we used
all
to get
these
a death
attacks on
penalty
the
for that.
minorities are excessively
For
high,
being an English
and
person
we
and
go
stuff
on
like
per
that.
capita. Now, for a lot of the brain dead people that don't realise what per capita is,
Yeah, for the
they
person,
think
kind
it's
of
some
whatever.
sort of test to get to through a web page. The minorities represent a small proportion of the country, which means, where I say this, at the moment, the white indigenous people are the majority of the
No, we're
country.
not. We're not.
That's
Not anymore.
really quick.
We're not.
So, for the
We're
amount
not,
of people,
no
we
more.
break it down by not just
We
ethnicity,
used to be,
but
but
where
we're
these
not.
people come from. We realise, certainly Afghanistan and stuff like this, we see a pattern where not only is it high for the representation that those people have in the country, but they're high overall. That's including the scumbags we already have that are homegrown. If recent events do not prove to you the problem we have in this country with minorities with immigration, with illegal immigration, then nothing ever will. I'm going to propose that there are some left wet wipes out there watching this video and thinking, well, it's not all, really not all, but it doesn't matter.
Not all
At
bad,
this
like
point,
in
it
child.
does not matter.
Not English
What
anyway.
matters is
He's in a half breed.
it may not be all of them, but
He's not
when we
British, he's
have
German.
a huge problem in this country
Belongs to Hitler.
of people coming
Jack
to the
Ripper.
country that do not
And the
like
devil.
us, do not like our way of life, do not like what we stand for. They blame us for everything that's gone wrong
Because
in
you
the
don't
world
mind
for the
slaughtering
last
women.
2,000 years
Or anyone else.
and on. This is the problem. To all the lefty wet wipes, I want you to sit and listen to the story of Henry Novak.
I've already
I
listened
want
to
you
it
to sit
a lot.
and listen to the story of Rhiannon and Wayne. And certainly listen to the plight of these girls in this video, which Rupert Lowe is going to present very, very shortly. And ask yourself the question, would you think the same if this had happened to you or your family, your loved ones, your friends?
It's already
Or
asked.
would you be singing a different tune? I would bet
My
that
little
you'd be
girl
singing a
think the
different
adoption
tune.
ain't wrong. Like,
But I also know that you are
and
low
I don't know
IQ.
what's going on with her.
So this will probably happen to you, and you would blame
I have to have hope
the
that she's
white man.
okay and she's not being
You would, wouldn't you?
abused and harmed in them ways
If you
or
were
raped.
raped by a foreign national
Or any foreign national
on
goes near
British
her like
soil,
this, mate.
you would somehow find a way to blame the patriarchy, the ethno-nationalists, the Nazis, the far-right thugs, the
But we're not Nazis,
everything
we
you
don't belong to
despise,
Germany.
everything.
Not
You
German.
do know everything you do is projection.
We fought the Germans. the
You know,
English.
these are things you harbour within yourself.
We
and
fought Hitler.
paint
We
onto
can't
other
be Nazis.
people.
We fought Hitler.
And this
we
is who
were
you
Hitler.
are. You are an empty vessel.
Okay, let's just
You
say maybe the
are weak,
governments were, but the
unintelligent,
people were
have zero
against it.
morals, and do not deserve to
I went
live
and got
a
half
very
our
civilized
soldiers got
society.
slaughtered
You
going to
really
fight
don't.
Hitler, mate, remember?
And do you know what? If you weren't indigenous to this
To stop
country,
them killing Jews
I
or
would have you
whoever.
deported. But luckily enough, we can either
Slaughtering
sit you
our
at the
English people,
bottom of
whatever.
the social structure in the new world when we fix this country, or we can exile you. Because right now that's where I'm at, because you know, none of this would have happened if it wasn't for you people out there. If it wasn't for you lefty wet wipes, none of this would have happened. We would
King
not be in
Charles,
this position
yeah,
right now.
King
I
Charles
would not
first,
be
mate.
presenting a video where Rupert Lowe is about to set out some
King
absolutely
Charles.
horrific things. I would not have had to make a video
Change
on
your
a young
religion,
white
mate.
man
And I have to
18-year
keep
old
saying it until everybody's
being
listening.
stabbed through no fault of his own, just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, running into the wrong person.
God bless you.
And you can't avoid running into the wrong person nowadays in the UK, can you? Or in Germany, or in France,
Or anywhere.
or pretty much Europe, we'll just say.
It's all been burnt down, mate.
No matter where you go or what you do, you are going to run into these people. And very soon,
You don't go on a religion, don't go out your fucking house.
everyone who
Not
cries
even
for
in your house, you're not
equality,
safe.
everyone who cries for equality is going to start running into these people too. Now bear that in mind. Now I will warn you guys, some of the language in here is quite graphic and quite disturbing. But I suppose it's the modern day, we're all getting used to that. We call that life now, don't we?
Firstly, I would like to thank the 260,974 British men and women who signed the petition to make this debate possible. And I want to welcome these brave survivors who are sitting behind us in the hall. This debate is about them. As you quite rightly say, it's not about politics. I want the world to hear what we heard during the 2 weeks of our independent rape gang inquiry hearings. An inquiry that should never have needed to happen. I sincerely urge this Parliament to listen to the testimonies from these brave survivors and to act, to finally act. So the first testimony, he took his pants down, penetrated me, had sex with me. He then stopped before ejaculation. He picked up the bottle of Jack Daniels, which was now empty, and he forced it up inside me. He broke the glass while he was there. At that point, I was about 12, nearly 13. Another testimony. I was held down by the men as they each took turns to orally and vaginally rape me, taking it in turns to pin down my arms and my legs. When the assault ended, the men hit me repeatedly, threatened to find me, kill me, and harmed my loved ones if I ever told anybody what had happened. Another. Comments were constantly made suggesting that white girls, the Christian girls, were viewed as having fewer morals or lower values, whereas Muslim girls were described by some of the men as having dignity and higher moral standing. These comparisons were used to justify the way I was treated and to further humiliate and control me. Another. She was a white woman herself, who I imagine may have been groomed, and has obviously now married into the family, shouting obscenities at her. Throughout the whole sentencing, she was constantly saying, fucking liars, lying white bitches.
Well,
She said to me that God would be the witness
you
for
was
what
the first
happened.
on the earth,
Another.
and they couldn't
Race
kill any
did play a
little
part
child or
and
harm a child.
motivated the selection or demographic of the victim. Throughout my exploitation, the other girls I encountered, or who were abused alongside me, were almost exclusively white.
Yeah, I was
Another.
trafficked out as
She had
well.
a baby by him, and his dad was an imam. His dad knew, and he got his son married and said that he wasn't allowed to see the child. They look after their own community. Another. Over the course of the abuse, I was raped by multiple police officers in different parts of the country.
Yeah.
Another.
Surprised.
He put a cigarette out on the baby's face. Another. It started when I was 13. I was raped by probably about 600 or 700 different men over 3 years. Another. They would toot the horn of the car, and then a child would be taken to the front door by a staff member of the children's home. Another.
Yeah.
I was bleeding from both my vagina and my back passage and was so swollen I could not sit down. I told hospital staff my drink had been spiked and I did not know what had happened because I was too afraid
And
to
even
tell
the
the
hospital
truth.
staff don't care.
They did not ask any questions. They gave me tablets and discharged me. I was 15 years old. Another. Things would escalate around Eid and holidays. Parties got bigger, got worse, got more violent. More people involved, more girls involved. The parties were just bigger. Another. The main clash that I kind of had with the religion side of it was I grew up as a Christian. I would wear my cross because it was something really special to me. It was just used as a way to break me down. They said, "Where is your God now? Has your God forsaken you?" Another. It was all of the white girls in every home that I went to. I remember a man opening the back of a van and I saw 15, 20 girls locked in dog cages. Another. Dogs were brought in and I couldn't move at all. I had nowhere to move. I think that was the scariest thing, was not having any concept of it. There were men around me, not horrified, not disgusted, not helping, but filming and laughing, making bets on whether the dog could actually rape me or not. And yes, I was raped by a dog. The man just held my face, stared me down straight in the eyes, and he wanted to see me break, and he did. Another. I just wanted to stop and not happen to any other children, and for people to actually act, to do something and stop being so scared. I could continue for hours and hours. All of us in this building have a responsibility to finally act. Not to talk, but to act. Our Rape Gang Inquiry report will be released in the coming days. It will change Britain for good. Thank you.
Thank you.
When you hear these things being vocalised, it does seriously hit home how messed up our country really is. I find myself at a loss for words many mornings, because many mornings I wake up, I go through the news, even the mainstream news, I go through X and YouTube, and this is why I think I'm so angry every day, because this is my daily routine. And all you ever see is negativity. There comes a point where you have to keep thinking, something is going to work out, something's going to happen, something has to change. And this is why, in all honesty, I follow Rupert Law. You know, it's not because of Rupert Law, it's not because of Restore Britain. It is what they stand for. The anger I feel when I wake up in the morning.
He's angry.
This is
I
what
can't
Rupert
sleep.
Law and Restore Britain is addressing in me. I don't want to read what I read, see what I see. You know, so all I want is change. But seeing that, I want to take a little bit of time and we'll go through X and see what's happening on there. And first of all, I want to focus on this. This is Rupert Law from today. Enough is enough. A deep line needs to be drawn in the sand. Talk is weak. Britain needs to say it no more and mean it.
I am going to chop King Charles's head off. I don't give a fuck, mate. It's getting done.
Henry Novak was stabbed by Digweed 5 times, including twice in the back of his legs, once in the face, and a fatal wound to his chest. Rather than calling an ambulance, Digweed filmed Henry. Digweed gave the knife to his mother, and it was found by police at their home along with 20 other weapons. Keeping this savage alive serves nobody. The police officers on the scene who allowed Henry to die will face criminal charges.
I was going to say, they don't even cry, mate. You know, they don't even have tears in their eyes. What people are they? What type of human beings have tears in their eyes?
Everything will change. Order will be restored. The law will be restored. Britain will be restored. When people ask me what it is about
we'll chop King Charles's head off as well. That's when things will change. Oh, I didn't like that. Didn't like it. Now what's going on?